Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Lauren. So today's video is a huge bedroom makeover, kids bedroom transformation. I am so excited for you guys to see it. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I feel like it turned out so much better than I was expecting, and it's a really big transformation because it's for my 4-year-old son's room, and he actually still sleeps in mine and my husband's room in between us. I know. So that's the goal. We're trying to get him in his own room. So he just went through a stage where he was scared of monsters. He was saying his room was so scary. So my whole goal with this room makeover is for his room to feel like exciting and fun, but also to feel comfortable and safe and like cozy. So that's kind of where I was going with this. The ultimate goal is for him to sleep in his room. And actually tonight is the night I'm going to show him his room, and we're going to try having him sleep in his room. I also share a few organizing tips in there for like stuffed animals and toys. So I hope you guys enjoy. Now, if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to. It is completely free. It just makes it so my videos show up in your subscription box. And if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video, you can just hit the bell button down there and it'll actually notify you whenever I post a new video. But yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so this is the starting point with the room, and you know, it just doesn't look like a bedroom. It's not really put together. It has a futon that's actually pulled out and then has a queen mattress on it, and the reason we did that is so that the times me and my husband tried to get my son to sleep in his room, we put the queen in here so that we could sleep with him to make him a little bit more comfortable, but it never worked out, and so it kind of just became like a storage playroom, and there's just a lot of stuff in here right now. So first things first, I needed to go ahead and clear everything out, take this mattress back to the guest room, move the futon out, and kind of get a fresh space. Originally, I was thinking I was going to have to paint this bedroom. I just don't love the color that it is. It was this color when we moved in. It's a very dark tan. And I went back and forth for a while on if I was gonna paint it or not, but I want your guys' opinion because I actually ended up switching out the curtains, and I think it made such a big difference that I don't feel the need to paint anymore, and I actually think the tan is very cozy now. So the curtains that were up there right here, those white ones, they used to be in my bedroom, and I just kind of put them in here to put them somewhere because they're from the brand 2 Pages. They're really nice curtains. But I think the white was not doing the tan walls any favors. So you're gonna see when I switch them out, I actually think it made such a big difference. Okay, so it is curtain time. So I ended up ordering from the brand 2 Pages. That is my favorite curtain brand. I have, well, the curtains that were in here before were from the brand 2 Pages. The ones in my living room are from 2 Pages, and our guest room, I just have them all throughout my house. I've been using them for years. And 2 Pages was actually kind enough to sponsor today's video. So a little bit more about them. They are a custom-made curtain brand, and they just have so many different fabric options to choose from, different header options, different lining types, whether you want tie backs or not. They can send you fabric swatches. They are just custom made. You can really get them to be perfect for your space. And not only are they custom made, but they have a quick turnaround. So they're delivered in 7 to 14 days, which is great. So the curtains that I chose for Bennett's room are the Chloe curtains. And the reason I chose these specific ones is I really liked the color option denim. I think it is the perfect color choice for like a little boy's room. I love how it looks. And I also chose the header type as a triple pleat, as well as a blackout liner, because I really wanted them to be blackout. I need blackout liners for my kids' rooms. And as you can see right here, the triple pleat, I love this. I choose this for pretty much all of the curtains I get for my house. I feel like this triple pleat option just makes the curtains look so high-end. It automatically makes any room look put together. I just love it. And because I chose the triple pleat option, they actually come with hooks. So all you do is you take these little hooks that come with them and you slide them in to every area where there's that little pleat. and then you just add curtain rings and hang them up. It is so easy to do. Now, like I said, these are custom made curtains, so when you order, you do put in your exact width and length, and that might seem a little scary, like, oh gosh, I have to measure it myself, but they actually have a measurement finder on the website. It makes it so easy. It has it so that you just go in, you measure your curtain rod, and then you measure from the curtain rod to the ground and choose whether you want them to touch the ground or be above the ground, and if you want single panel or 2 panels, and they will tell you the exact measurements. So it's really easy, really, you cannot mess it up. Now, I did want to include this clip as well because I ended up switching out the curtains in my other son's room too, and so for him, I ended up choosing the Liz linen drape curtains, and I believe these are actually the ones I have in my living room as well. So I chose the color Burley Wood Birch, and I ended up doing the triple pleat option again, as well as the blackout, and I feel like they fit the space perfectly. The blackout option works really well because that kid likes to rise and shine. So I need blackout for his room, and I just think they look so beautiful in here. But like I said, I cannot recommend 2 Pages curtains enough. I'm a huge fan of them. We've been using them for years. They're durable, they're long lasting, they're beautiful. So if you guys are interested, I will have them linked down below, like the exact curtains I got, as well as just a link to their website. And thank you so much to 2 Pages for sponsoring this portion of the video. Okay, so as far as the rug that was in here before was a little too bright. It was like a teal color, and I knew I had a rug in the office that I thought would look beautiful in here. So I didn't spend any money. I just ended up switching Bennett's room's rug and the office room rug, and I think this rug looks so good in here. This with the wall color and the curtains, I don't know. I think this room is really great for like a young boy's room. I love the pattern and everything. So that's what I ended up doing here. And I will have everything linked down below, like anything I can find in today's video if you guys are interested. Now, the thing that took me the longest to pick out for this room was a bed. I went through so many bed options. So originally my plan was to find a bed on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, surely I can find something. There's so many on there. But I looked for weeks and I didn't end up finding any bed options that I liked, or a lot of people had them priced for like $200 for a twin bed, and I was like, I'm not paying that. And so I ended up looking on Amazon and tons of different websites. And let me tell you, if you're searching long enough, you will find a crazy different amount of beds. I found so many different types and styles, and then I was in this like fun area where I was looking at car beds, and a bed that looked like a bear, and then a bed that looked like a rocket ship and a fire truck, and some beds had slides. And I ended up showing them to my 4-year-old because I was like, let him pick. And it was so funny because he was not interested at all in any of the fun beds. I showed him one of the car beds that I really liked. I'll put some examples on the screen, and he said, I don't want a car, mommy, I want a bed. I don't want a car. And I was like, okay. And then I showed him this bear bed, and he said, I don't want a bear, I don't like bears. And I was like, okay. And then I even showed him this bed with a slide because I was like, maybe that'll get him to sleep in his own room. And he shut that down too. He said he wanted a normal bed. So I was like, fine, I will get you a normal bed. Those are cheaper anyways. So I ended up going with this one, and I chose this one because I really liked the color. It's like a really nice dark brown, but it's not black. It's like a warm, is it warm? Actually, don't know. I don't know how I would describe this, but I feel like it's perfect. And the brand it's from has all these like safety certifications, and they use like non-toxic woods and paints, and I don't know, I thought it would be a good bed choice. So I ended up getting this one. It was so easy to put together, and I feel like it looks perfect in the space. So as far as bedding, I saw this one and I thought it would be perfect. It is just a simple green duvet cover, but I love how it's kind of like a muted green and it has these stripes on there. I didn't want anything too busy because I didn't want there to be like a million patterns going on. And I just thought this was perfect. I think it looks really good with the curtains. It adds a little bit more color. So that's what I ended up going with the bedding. Now, he had a lot of blank wall space, so I was trying to figure out a way that I could decorate the walls and make it a little more fun, a little more him in here. So I decided a gallery wall with prints would be perfect. Now, I am not good at gallery walls. If you watched my living room makeover, I have worked on that gallery wall for like 6 months now and it is still not done. I don't know how people effortlessly throw frames up on the wall and it just works. So I had a ton of different frames. I was trying to lay them out and figure something out. At one point I gave up and I got these 3 black matching frames and then I put those up there to see what they would look like and I was like, no, this does not look good. So I went back to the gallery wall option and I honestly just had to play around with it forever and I used push pins to hang things up, but I actually am really happy with how it turned out. So I am just taking random frames and hanging them up, and obviously some of the frames have pictures that used to be in them and some are blank, but what I'm gonna do is once those frames are up on the wall, I took a picture with my phone and then I bought a group of prints off of Etsy, and what I did is I like downloaded the prints onto my computer, and then you go on PicMonkey or Canva and put those prints into the different frames and kind of play around, and that way you can make sure that you like the way it looks before you print anything out in different sizes. So that's what I did, figured out how I liked it, and then sent the prints over to Walgreens, and then I'll put those in the frame a little later in the video. Okay, so I found this basket at the store at home and I loved the color of it, and I actually thought that it would work perfectly as wall decor. But not only wall decor, it would also act as a storage opportunity for stuffed animals. So if you have kids, you probably know they collect so many different stuffed animals. So I thought it would be fun to hang this on the wall and actually store some of his smaller stuffed animals in. And that way they're out of the way, they're not in like a pile on the floor or the bed. He can see them, but then it also acts as wall decor and adds a little bit of color and interest to the room and to the wall. So to do this, I actually just had 2 command hooks that I already had laying around the house, and then I used some of the command like stickies that can hold up to 10 pounds, and I used that, stuck it in the back of the basket and hung it up, and I think it worked perfectly. So I got this cube storage organizer a few months ago. I showed it in one of my decluttering videos because we just had too many toys that I was trying to organize, and I really like it. I just have these bins organized. I have some magnet tiles in one bin, some Legos in another, I have some figurines in another one, and then I think some stuffed animals in a different one. And then my oldest son actually had a sports themed room years ago. I did a video on it on this channel years ago as well. And so I had some leftover things like this lamp as well as this World Series Champions, what is this, wall art? So I put those up there as well just to add a little bit more decor, and then I'm adding in some cars, and this fills up this space and it also just makes the room a little bit more colorful. And just to know, I am gonna make sure to anchor this to the wall and hang up that sign on the wall as well. If you're doing anything in your home and you have young kids, please make sure to anchor everything. Now, originally I thought I wanted the bed like this. I don't know, I thought it made more sense to have it in the middle and you could walk around. But then something about the room wasn't flowing for me. So I decided, you know what, let me kind of switch it and put it up against the wall. I actually think this looks so much better. There's way more play area. I don't have to worry about him falling off the bed as much because I am gonna get a guardrail for this one side. So I'm actually really happy with this. Putting it up against the wall I think is the right move, and it makes the room look a little bit better. Okay, so this is when all the prints were done for the wall. So I highly recommend this if you want artwork for the wall, to just find frames. You can thrift them or find them at HomeGoods or Walmart or wherever, and then go on Etsy, and there's so many different prints. And not just for little kid rooms, but also for living rooms or whatever. They will have different artwork that Etsy sellers will sell. So I typed in like boys' room prints, and then I went through them. I actually showed my son, like, do you like this? Do you like this? I went through a ton of different ones. I thought he was gonna want like a construction room, and he said no, and I thought race cars, and he said no. And then when he saw the soccer balls, he said yes. He wanted a soccer room, he wanted a sports room, so that's what we went with. And so they had so many different cute prints, and this pack that I bought had a ton of different options, and I'm really happy with them. I'll link them down below, but all I'm doing is putting them into each of the frames that I had already decided on my computer that I wanted them in. So it was super simple, and I hung them up, and I think that this really like completed the room and made it all tied together. So like I said, I'm trying to make this room fun and exciting for him. I want him to want to be in here. So I saw this little shelf from IKEA, and I thought it was a good idea. It is just for cars or little figurines, and I wasn't sure where I was gonna put it. I didn't wanna put it up high. I wanted to put it pretty low on the ground so he could actually play with it. And funny enough, it fits perfectly. The size of the wood is the exact length of under his window right here in between the curtains. So I decided to put it right here. I didn't want it to be like drilled into the wall, so I just used some command strips and hung it up. And I actually think this is really cute. It added a lot to the room. Now when you walk in, it's just fun. I'm just trying to make the room fun. I want him to want to be in here so badly. I really want him to sleep in here. Now this actually wasn't planning on doing, but my older son, when he was younger, like 4 years ago, he had a sports themed room, and I still had these leftover knobs from that. So I thought it would be an easy way to kind of add a little bit more to the room by just taking off the old knobs off of this dresser and adding these sports ones. I do need to go in with like a magic eraser and get some of these crayon marks off of here, but we'll do that in a little bit. Now, I found this basket at the store at home, and I thought it was the perfect storage container for Legos because you can obviously put your Legos in there, but it also has a Lego-like top so that the kids can kind of use it as a base to build up castles or whatever they want, and then they can keep their creations on top or throw it back in to store it. But I find that it's really helpful because it shows my sons exactly what goes in that container. They see the Legos on top and they know that the Legos belong in there. Now, this is one of my favorite storage organizers that we have. If you guys have a ton of stuffed animals like we do, these are perfect. I bought this soccer ball one maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I'll see if I can find it down below or one similar, but it's basically an empty beanbag. It is huge and it can fit so many stuffed animals. So many just fit in here. And what you do is you store all their stuffed animals in there, and then that kind of acts as the stuffing for the beanbag chair. And that way you have kind of some hidden storage of your stuffed animals while also creating a cute beanbag for their room. Okay, so let's do one more look at the before of the room. And this is the after. I am so excited to show it to him. I think he's gonna love it. I feel like it is such a big difference, and it's fun and it's cozy. I don't think it's overwhelming. I think it's still like comfy and relaxing in here, but there's enough elements to make him want to be in here and for like, I don't know, happiness and fun and colorful, and I'm so happy with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a comment down below and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Like I said, I will have 2 pages linked down below if you're interested in the curtains. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.